So, welcome back. My name is Mouse, and behind me is my Rover 100 pickup. Today, hopefully we'll be taking the engine looking from this, and looking like this at the end of the day. So, let's get cracking. So, what we're doing now is basically we've got to tighten these up in a sequence. So, if anyone's ever done a head gasket, or maybe people haven't done one, there's always a sequence of doing these. So, we've all cleaned the block off, we've put everything back on, new head gasket, new bolts. So, there's a sequence to tighten up the bolt so you make sure you don't warp and you get a good signal. So, I'm going to pull my laptop in front. I don't know if you're going to see it. Maybe. So, this here is your sequence. So, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's like a specific sequence and then a set of stages you have to do. So stage 1 is 90, stage 2 is 90, and then it's 16 to 20 newton meters again. So before anyone thinks, yeah, this is a simple 20-minute job, make sure you're doing this right before anyone does this. Just a tip, because I've done this before and I have damaged units before. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start looking at this and get cracking. Right, so this is the moment of truth now. So all them bolts wind in, as you've all just seen, they wind in. I give them a good tug so they're not loose. So now what I'm going to do is put the rocker case back on, because it holds all the top camshafts, and we're going to put it on. If this does mess up, as you can tell, I'm a little bit nervous. I'm not shaking, but I'm a little bit nervous about doing this, because this is at the point where it's make or break for this engine. If this doesn't go back on now, we need another engine. So it's make or break time, so we're going to bring the cover over now. We're just going to clean on the one side because it's been sat in the dust for a couple of months. And we're going to put it on and we're going to put all the bolts in, and we're going to find the exact same pattern that we did on the head. We won't be tightening it down because I've got to find the torque settings for this one. But it's the same pattern, but I will double check before we do it. So let's put this cover back on. So, as you can see, all the ends in this now back together, it's all timed up. Thanks to my friend giving me a hand. So what we're going to do now is we're going to throw you on the other tripod. We're going to go around the front. We're going to measure the drive shaft for the driver's side first and come round to the one for the passenger side. Right, so as we can see, we're in a bit of a mess. I ordered 2 Alfa Romeo passenger side drive shafts. Apparently I've only received 1. Now I swear I've had both. I've basically taken the end off 2 other shafts that are apparently here. No idea what they're from. I think one's from my Metro, from the original Metro shaft itself. I've still got the Corsa drive shafts, so what we're going to do is we're going to slide under the car and knock the boot out of the gearbox. So there's like a little, one of these basically. And we're actually going to compare it to the one for the Corsa. If the one for the Corsa will fit, or one of them off the Corsa will fit, we're going to use the Alfa shaft on the one side and the Corsa shaft on the side. It does mean we are using nice thick shafts, because the one on the Alfa Romeo is quite a thick shaft. So we are going to double check with everything. I'm probably going to pull both shafts off whilst I'm under there, just for the fact I can double check. So I'm just going to slide under the car and pull it. So then, as you can see, what I thought was wrong at one point, it seems to actually fit. I may have to change the seal to the one that actually fits it, but the Corsa Ds and a lot of other cars run this M32 gearbox, which seems to be the same case for the Alfa. So I was trying to figure out why the Corsa shafts won't fit. It just needed to be knocked in. It seems to fit okay. This clip here is catching that, so we might have to just round that out a bit more, make it a bit bigger, because it is slightly bigger diameter that end than what the Metro had originally. But I have a drive shaft. I'm actually dead sure I don't actually have to cut it. It is, I'd say it's about halfway down in that collet. So it seems to have plenty of movement there. I will verify just in case I do actually have to get it cut down, but I don't think I actually do, so I'm quite happy with that. The other one we've got to take, I think it's 203 mil out. So we're going to take 200 out. Well, we'll probably take about 255 out. Just to give us a bit of leeway. It should sit sort of like that when it's about halfway down in the shaft. Well, like the collar thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to strip this one, we're going to transfer it to the bench and strip it down. And then we might actually call it a day, because we're being hit by that storm, Dennis, whatever it's called. And my workshop's getting battered. So I'm quite happy. I've got one drive shaft in. I've got a completely timed up engine now, so we're happy with that. So we'll strip this drive shaft down now, and then what we'll do is we'll actually quickly jump to the manifold plate and cut it out and make sure it does fit 100%. So let's get cracking. So, as you can see, engine is back together. I'm actually dead chuffed that we managed to get it done. Fair play to my friend who come up and gave me a hand. Him and his lad were up here pretty much most of the day. They weren't just doing my work, but they were giving me a hand as well. So thank you very much to both of them. It's all back together, it's all nice and toned up. I wouldn't have had a clue how to have done this one, because this is quite an awkward one, because you have to, there's some bolts here, you've got to put like locks in and all sorts. I've got a guide, but it probably would have taken me a hell of a lot longer. But he was here to give me a hand, so thankfully I'm thankful for that. Also, as you can see, we've got one drive shaft in. This is a Corsa D drive shaft. It actually fits quite well. It's about halfway in the cup. It could maybe do with a little bit more out of it, but I'm not too worried at the minute. It fits, and it fits quite well actually. So hopefully it might pull out a bit more, so we'll be alright with that one. The one on the other side needs about 120mm taken off it, so that one's not too bad. So we're getting there. And also, you've just seen, we've just made the exhaust plate. It needs a little bit of tinker. It needs the holes taken out, so I'm going to take it with me to and use an air Dremel maybe and see what we can do. But let's get cracking. So, super happy with what we achieved today. Engine is back together and timed, thankfully, thanks to my friend that come and give me a hand today. Otherwise it would have gone terribly wrong, definitely terribly wrong. Drive shafts, we've got the passenger one in, actually fits perfectly from the Corsa that it's actually donated from. So we may cut it down a little bit, may take like 10-15mm out of it, but I don't need to worry about it at the minute. It fits quite well actually, which I was quite surprised about. The one for the driver's side needs, I think it's 200mm cutting out, so I'm actually going to take 180 out of it, just to, so we're not going too far, 200, because 200mm is quite a big chunk out of this drive shaft, so we're only taking 180. If we need to take more, we can take more. Manifold plate, as you've just seen, is nicely done now. There's a few more little nicks and crannies I need to cut out, so basically just probably going to use a disc or something and just get in there and just tidy the squares up a little bit. They're not 100% how they should be on the car, but apart from that, I'm dead happy with what we've achieved. I'm going to go home, but thank you very much for watching. Hit the like button, drop a comment, feel free to subscribe, and we will see you next time.